Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am unboxing the Word on Fire Bible Volume 5 called Exile and Return, and this is the leather bound edition. So what I did when this edition came out was I actually saw that Word on Fire had a little discount or a code or something to get all of the Word on Fire Bible copies so far off by 20%. So a discount of 20%. And, well, I didn't have any of them in any edition. So I decided to buy all 5 in leather at the same time. And this is going to be an unboxing and some initial thoughts. I have seen one in person and I thought it was absolutely beautiful. And so, being a Word on Fire fan and a listener to Bishop Barron and a fan of his books, I wanted to get this Bible and to admire it and pray with it and read it for myself. Oh, that is so beautiful. Just, you know what I could say is that the Word on Fire product line, it seems so much like the Catholic version of Apple. Like, Apple has their boxes down, Apple has everything so refined, and it's not a perfect one-to-one comparison, but the box was so sleek, it seems so nice. The leather copy of this Bible just is so exquisite. It looks so beautiful. And this is my first time holding it in my hands. Oh my gosh. The leather feels so nice and so sturdy, which leather isn't always, but it feels like a really good quality leather. It's black, of course, and I really like the gold embossing. This color combination just speaks to me. It's so beautiful, and the reflection I just love. This looks like the Holy of Holies or something. I feel bad because I don't know exactly what image it's supposed to be. Maybe it's the temple, or I don't know what it's supposed to be. Light, and I'm trying to read the Latin. Light to reveal of the nations, something about revelation to the nations, and glory. Because of the reflection, it's just so hard to read, and your Israel. Gosh, it's hard to read. But anyway, Latin text in here. The artwork is just so nice. Before I even open it, I can see there's a little ribbon down below, and that's the back of the Bible. Gold-leafed pages. And one thing I was concerned about, because I have also held a paperback version in my hands before, the paperback version paper feels a bit thicker, which is fine, and I'm sure that it was intentional. They wanted a more thick card stock quality kind of Bible. I'm not saying it's the same thickness as cardstock, but it felt really thick. And I grew up on those really thin leaf pages of a Bible, and I've just become accustomed to it, and now I like it. Now it's my preference. So I want to see what the paperweight of the leather-bound copy is to see. Ooh, it's thick, but it goes surprisingly well with the leather. I think, if I were to guess, I don't know, but if I were to guess, I think that they built from the top down. In other words, they designed a really good leather-bound Bible, and then they offered it in a hardcover and a softcover variety. And for whatever reason, for me, the softcover variety does not hold this thick paper very well. I don't know. It just was uncomfortable to the touch. In the leather, though, I don't know. it's different. The binding's different. I think it holds better in the leather. It's unique. Anyway, let's talk about this edition or this volume, I should say, of the Word on Fire Bible. So, as you might know, the Word on Fire Bible, they are producing the Bible, instead of one volume of just the Word of God, they are producing a total of 7 volumes. They just recently came out with volume 5 of 7, so they have 2 more to go. And there's the ribbon. The ribbon matches the colorway of the Bible. It looks very nice. Anyway, so as I was saying, they are coming with 7 total volumes. This is volume 5 of 7. And this is the edition Exile and Return. I'm forgetting the other 4. Again, I bought them all, and this is my first unboxing, so I'll have 4 others to go through. So if you're thinking about buying this Bible, just know that it is not complete. This is several books of the Bible, but it is not all of them. And you might be wondering, why is it so long and Bible-like if it's not the entire Bible? And the reason behind that is because the Word on Fire Bible is infused with many beautiful images. Oh my goodness. Look how beautiful that is. Just, if you love beauty, get this Bible. Oh my gosh. But it also has introductions. It has, these pages to pray with for Lectio Divina. It has essays and highlights and explanations. It's really supposed to be the spiritual masterpiece, I would say. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I got this. I think with the discount I got it for $79.99, or basically $80. And though I haven't brought it to a chapel yet to pray with, or even to do Lectio Divina at home, or read from it yet, I can already tell that whenever I want to bring a Bible to a chapel or to pray with a Bible, do Lectio, I feel like this is going to be such an excellent resource, and I'll turn to it. I'm also a big fan of Imago Divina, which is a corollary to, or complementary aspect to Lectio Divina, and it's reflecting on divine images. So these are the books that are included with this volume of the Bible. So 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Tobit, Judith, Esther, 1st and 2nd Maccabees. And then the rest of the contents are about the Word on Fire Bible. I'm sure it's talking about their mission, how to approach the Bible, features of the Word on Fire Bible, notes, and art credits. So yeah, it's just a very, very awesome package altogether. Yeah, I was nervous because I very, very briefly had held a leather copy of this, and I think it was one of the maybe the first volume of the Word on Fire Bible. I think that might have been the Gospels. I can't remember now. And I liked it, but it had been a few years ago, so I was kind of forgetting how good it was. And I have held, like I said, a paper edition of the Word on Fire Bible more recently, and I just wasn't a big fan of how thick the paper was. And again, the paper is the same thickness, but for whatever reason, the binding holds itself so well. So, what's interesting, so again, $80. If it's on sale, I'm sure it'll probably go on sale again if you're interested. Otherwise, it's probably whatever, 80 or 20%. So down from 100 maybe. I would say, again, I would want to read through this more thoroughly and pray with it. But just from first glance, I would say that this is worth $100. The difficult part in that is, though, if you're buying all leather-bound copies at $100, and like I mentioned, there are 7 volumes in total if you want the entire Bible, that would be $700. So are you seriously going to, I mean, I don't want to say seriously in a negative sense, but I think it's a very fair point. You know, the Bible, in many ways, you can read it for free. So are you going to spend $700 with your hard-earned money to invest in this Bible? I would say, from a monetary value and just value in general, that it is worth it. With that said, if you just want the content and you like Word on Fire, by all means, opt for the hardcover or softcover varieties, which are significantly cheaper. I'm pretty sure the softcover ones range around $30 or so. So 7 copies of that would be about $210. Still on the expensive end for an entire Bible. And to be fair, you can't even get all 7 volumes yet because they haven't been released. But I would say if you want a beautiful Bible, one that's going to encourage you, motivate you to read and pray with the Word of God every day and do it more fruitfully, more honestly, more sincerely, more often, I think this is definitely worth the investment. This is very beautiful. Again, I'm just really excited to go into it. One criticism that I heard from someone was that they felt as though it was difficult to read from the Word on Fire Bible because of the essay portions. Now, to be fair, you know, you can read here. They have this line so you know when the essay portion is coming, and then you could just continue from here and move onto here and just keep reading the Word of God so you know when it's done. And it is more of a book style. You know, it's not column, so it's kind of unique. What I will say to the criticism, not trying to defend it or say that this person is in the wrong, you know, they can have their preferences. But what I will say, if that's your fear at all, of it being broken up by Word of God, essay, more Word of God, is that I think that this is actually a really good Bible specifically for something like Lectio Divina, because what's going to happen is you're going to read part of the Bible, and then especially for like the Old Testament, if you're anything like me, you're not going to understand at least some part of what you just read. Hopefully there'll be an explanatory text right next to it so you can read it right after. And then once that's done, you can continue reading the Word of God. And I think their intention, or I hope their intention, or how I plan on using it and praying with it, is exactly in that manner, where I'm going to read portions, but really the reading isn't the main content, I should say, when I'm praying. The reflection and the spiritual aspect and the spiritual fruit and having a stronger relationship with God, that's going to be my main focus. So with Lectio Divina, anyway, I simply I don't read a whole lot when I'm doing Lectio Divina, and if I do, I like to read explanatory texts anyway, so I can understand what I just read from the Bible. By the way, I wanted to pause because that is absolutely stunning. That is just incredible. That is beautiful. Look at that. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. If you're wondering, is this Bible, the leather one specifically, worth it? Yes. Is the hardcover one worth it? I don't really know a whole lot about that one, so I'm undecided. Is the softcover one worth it? Yes. However, if you're anything like me and you get a softcover Bible and the thick pages bother you, then maybe it's not worth it. However, on the flip side, I know a lot of people who love that the softcover one has the thicker pages because they feel like their Bible is more durable and they don't rip their leafed pages every time they flip a page in their Bible. So definitely some pros and cons. Another thing I will add is that if you opt for all 7 volumes, and that's a $700 price tag. You could buy a lot of Bibles for that money. However, this is such a unique package that I think it is so worth it. I love the fact that so many of these companies, Word on Fire, Ascension, and St. Paul Center, all these different companies are coming out with these really exquisite Bibles and just really helping the lay people and even clergy too just appreciate the Word of God so much. They are Word on Fire, Ascension, St. Paul Center, St. Paul Press, I guess. They are competing against one another, and I think that can be a really tricky challenge. So, maybe in the future I can do a compare and contrast between all the different Bible editions. And because I have worked for a church, I work for a church now, I see a lot of different Bibles, and I've ordered hundreds of different Bibles, and just, giving them away and everything else. And so I've seen quite a few, and I think that with that experience, I have a little bit more sway, in my opinion, on the different kinds of Bibles. And I just think in terms of prayer, this one is so unparalleled. If you want straight content and a Bible to follow along, I think Ascension is kind of unmatched there with the Bible in the Year podcast. That's great too, but I just don't want to listen to a podcast when I'm in the chapel. I'd rather read explanatory text here. Ascension Bible and even their premium edition, those might be nice to follow along when you're listening in your car for some Father Mike Schmitz or something. The St. Paul Center one, where they have a huge, massive, chunky Bible. Maybe I'll do a video on that too. That's just awesome. It's a competitive market for nice Bibles, and I think that we, the consumers, are all the better for having these awesome Bibles that we can turn to. Well, that's my first initial thoughts and kind of a review and unboxing as well. And I'll probably add another video just doing some unboxings and previewing or showing off the other 4 editions, so all 5 editions of our volumes of this Word on Fire Bible series all together sometime, so we can see them all together. If you have any questions about this Bible or any other Bible, please let me know in the comments down below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you loved it, please subscribe. It'll help continue my mission to evangelize and to spread love of the Word of God and my joy in Catholicism. Thank you so much for watching. Have a very blessed day. Take care.